So if you could do a quick introduction of yourself, for our viewers, something if that's possible.
Absolutely. So my name is Jasraj Hallan. I'm the Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn. I'm also the newly appointed Shadow Minister for Finance and Middle Class Prosperity for the Conservative Party. An immigrant when I that came to this beautiful country at the age of 5 from Dubai, where I was born. Grew up in this amazing riding of Calgary Forest Lawn that I get to represent today. Grew up, with very humble beginnings, just like our leader Pierre Poilievre, that didn't have much, but through the grace of God and through the blessings of this country and the opportunities that it gave me and my family, later on did my accounting diploma, became a small business owner, was a home builder, and today am a member of Parliament for this great riding.
Home building. You may need that again sometime in the future here. That's great. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, sir. And congratulations on, well, I guess it would be kind of called the finance minister in waiting position. It's an excellent.
Absolutely.
I know you have a lot of support on this from people on this channel. I don't necessarily know. So, okay. So what new duties or challenges do you have with this new position, that have come with it, I imagine?
So what we've seen over the last 7 years is out of control spending by this Liberal and NDP coalition, which we call the Costly Coalition. Justin Trudeau has been borrowing on the heads of Canadians for 7 straight years. And what do we see today because of all that borrowing? We see out of control inflation. Inflation that's driven up the cost of home heating, gas, and groceries. We keep seeing more and more families being pushed into homeless shelters. Food bank usage has gone up. 1 in 5 Canadians are skipping meals or cutting them out altogether to save money. And so this is the result of really bad policies that the Costly Coalition has caused on Canadians. And this is not just something that I see in my portfolio, but this is what we're seeing all across Canada. Families are suffering today more than ever before. And it's because the government has not done anything to rein in its out of control spending, and it's all on the cost of the growling stomachs of Canadians.
I guess you answer the next one before I asked it, which challenges we're facing. But so now you're on the finance committee is one of your new positions, and I believe that you're the intern chair or co-chair,
vice chair, yes.
Vice chair, sorry, yeah. So you're the vice chair of that. So what's going to be happening in that finance committee, like in the pipe?
With committees, government business or government bills are the ones that take priority. So, for instance, now upcoming will be the fiscal update that they gave. It's going to be studied within our committee in just a little while. Just recently, one of my colleagues passed her private members bill through our committee, which was amazing. It was to help out people with pensions. And so, conservatives are continuing to work for the everyday Canadian that's being hit by this Costly Coalition's out of control spending. Another thing that should be mentioned is our energy, how we have energy poverty in this country. Right now, people are seeing their gas bills and home heating bills and electrical bills up almost double. And the Costly Coalition has hit Canadians with, they're going to hit them with a tripling of a carbon tax that's done nothing to reduce emissions in this country. And the Liberals have not hit a single emissions reduction target either. And they're going to make life more expensive by tripling the carbon tax. And another thing is the next year, they're going to introduce a second carbon tax called the Clean Fuel Standard that they're not telling Canadians about. So it is our job to make sure that we're not just fighting in our committees, but every day standing up and making sure that we're there. We're not making that the government doesn't continue making life more unaffordable for Canadians.
Yeah, absolutely. One quick thing someone mentioned to me, said, poor people don't go and freeze. They just cut all the trees down. So if you really want green, you have to give, the best type of energy, which we have, especially in your area, so much, energy in the ground. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. We also have the best agriculture, and what we see is a continuous attack on our farmers and on our energy producers. And I think that's very unfair, because today, when Europe is looking for clean, responsible energy to replace dictator oil, Canada could have been that that beacon, that Canada could have been that responsible partner that delivered clean energy to the rest of the world. But Justin Trudeau canceled many projects, good projects that could have brought good energy, good clean energy, not just for Canada, but to replace the dirty dictator oil around the world. But because of his bad policies like Bill C-69, the No New Pipeline Bill, or Bill C-48, the tanker ban that he did from not letting our product get off the West Coast, and then the carbon tax. These are bad policies that are holding back our clean, responsible energy industry. And while you see a prime minister jet setting around the world, his high carbon hypocrisy is saying, say one thing and do another. But Canada should be the world leader in clean, responsible energy, and that's what the Canadians or Conservatives will keep fighting for.
Outstanding. And, thank you again, the finance minister in waiting, Mr. Jasraj Hallan. And thank you again. And congratulations again.
Thank you so much. And look, we're very excited. Our new leader, Pierre Poilievre, is resonating with many Canadians. If we saw throughout his leadership campaign how many people he's reached out to, he's traveling all across this country, talking about the affordability crisis that the Costly Coalition has caused on Canadians. And we have practical, real solutions. So we're so proud to be under his wing, him as at the helm of our leadership. And we're going to be very excited to go into this next election.
Do their work that the Prime Minister actually shut down committees and indeed all of Parliament for almost 2 months to stop them from answering those questions. Then began another 2-month filibuster to block questions. And today...
Yeah, he's good. And I want to throw, I can cut this out if you like, but did you hear this news of the CBC, Power and Politics, the Vashi Kapelos, I guess, has left. And she's moving. I don't know what happened, but she went to the CBC.
CTV.
CTV.
Yeah, I mean, look, the slot was open. There was a vacancy there, and she happens to join them. Vashi's a good reporter. There's no doubt. And you know what? It's just about, well, look, as a politician, we try to get our message out in different forms. Your platform is a great example of that. What we see is ethnic media is also another great example. But what we're seeing overall is bad bills like Bill C-11 brought forward by the Liberals that is going to be making fair and fairly reported news even harder, because these bad bills like Bill C-11 is basically an attack on freedom of our expression and freedom of speech. And so what we need to do is continually stand up for our democracy and make sure that we're standing up for the freedoms that we see of freedom of speech, freedom of democracy, especially during a time like now. This is Remembrance Day. And we got to remember the many sacrifices that many made before us and continue to make for us to have these liberties in this country.
Yeah. Again, thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. And thanks again. Hallan.
The beginning of the Great Depression in 1929 brought not inflation, but deflation, which can be an even bigger problem. When inflation is serious, people tend to spend money as soon as they get it to avoid the even higher prices in the future. But in a deflationary environment, people tend to postpone purchases in order to take advantage of lower prices in the future, further depressing the economy. So that's a nice note, or negative. But this breathtaking increase in the money supply did not, at least immediately, set off inflation. For a while, inflation is a monetary phenomenon. It is also a psychological one.